have that online at the exact right time. And we do know that EPS is known for some shaky timings, you know, historically coming from last season. So Contendies, they do have Gig, their big main tank, coming in with that Winston. So Contendies going for that Winston dive look, except with, oh hey, we have a new face, quote unquote. It's an Ana on the field. But more importantly, it's HTP Herald. Herald.
We have a really great friend named Gerald, so there's going to be a lot of that going on. Contendies also had a hard time. We were just going to say this, actually, I think, was Contendies die first a lot in a lot of these engagements, and we're seeing that right here. Gig can be very over-aggressive, and Buck can be out of position. So if Mayhem Academy had looked at their tape, those are the two players on Contendies I'd kind of bully around.
Oh, absolutely. As hard of a time as EPS has at points, Gig and Buck are even more of a struggle bus. So Contendies, they have to make sure that their main tank and that crucial Brigida stay healthy throughout these fights, because it's so hard to take space or even engage without those two alive.
Well, we're going to see an engagement right now. We're going to see a bunker composition from Mayhem Academy, and it's going to be the pull support as well. But with the stuns and the CC, the deaths are happening, and Buck finding himself on the right side of the kill feed. This is really good news for Contendies, because if everyone can stay alive, they actually have a really good opportunity to take this map. Gig is going to be a big reason if they take it or lose it.
No doubt, and the Torb is maybe more of a reason that they may have lost that fight, but you can't fault a guy for going to, you know, one of his tried and true heroes. We all want that list of hammer kills to grow ever longer, right? And Mangachu, hey, you're 60% up to a molten core. Why not? You just give it another go, although this does mean that Mayhem Academy are going to have a hard time engaging right here. Contendies can continue to guard this choke, especially with Salty close to that frag.
Mangachu is still on this Torb. We're going to see our rally coming from Contendies. Mayhem Academy are now throwing their ults into the equation. We got a nice sleep onto the Torb. It's a big body. You know, could be easy to hit as the Transcendence is going to be eliminated, but look at this molten lava on the ground. The little, it looks like mucus right now.
Boils.
Yeah, that Mangachu is laid on the field and has absolutely stopped anything that Contendies could do.
Petition to have Blizzard rename it to Death Boils, I think is apt right there, because Mayhem Academy as well as Contendies could have controlled that point. Mayhem Academy just waited really patiently and unleashed their own, and now they have a stationary shield tank to hold this with.
Gig has gone into the backline. The particle barrier was already used on him, and now the self-destruct is going to get 2 kills from Manitin. So there's actually been trades going on each side. One more kill for Contendies as Mangachu is going to get booped off along with his buddy Epps, and Contendies do own this point now.
It's been very back and forth between these two teams. Mayhem Academy, honestly, running that Torb does feel like a little bit of disrespect. Maybe they're not, you know, feel like they don't have to bring their absolute A game, because as good as Mangachu is off on these off-meta heroes, his Brigida, wow, what a way to make a difference on a hero that, you know, often is just W and mouse one. He plays a very aggressive one. So Contendies, they want to try and at least eclipse Mayhem Academy in terms of percentage before they give this up. So they have that rally, they have that sound barrier. They're going to use both.
Sound barrier is going to go through, so is the Dragon Strike Ham, and the Winston is going to try to get the Tickle Cannon into the back line.
So Gig is the first one down here. Fact Fiction still alive. Shaxx poking at range, and this is what Mayhem Academy have in terms of an advantage. Contendies, they're all about that short-range brawling. Herald and Suppose, the only ones really with any long-distance, meaningful long-distance damage. And Mangachu now, he's ready. He's ready to unleash the Death Boils.
And you're hearing those beer cans open, my friends. That means that he's making contact with the opposing team, and the spread on this ultimate is just going to take a lot of the field away from them. And so Mangachu funneling them into one spot, getting the kills. Mayhem Academy are able to take it back. It's so funny because they're behind in percentage, but Mayhem Academy seem to be in control still.
I was going to say, every time things do start rolling in their favor, boy, does it roll in their favor. Shaxx can now zone with that Dragon Strike in just a scant few seconds. Mayhem Academy stacked in terms of ultimates. Contendies coming in with that grab once Zolik wakes up from his nap, but the question is, how do you catch all of the members here right now? Everybody playing quite split.
Oh, Buck's going to get first blood onto Manitin, so they're not going to have that diva. They really need this beef to maintain the comp that Mayhem Academy wants to run. Fact Fiction, though, with that supercharger, that Battle Bongo is going to give his allies a little bit more damage, but it is down, and they were unable to do much with the ultimates that they had available. That is Mayhem Academy, and Suppose almost getting taken down from Shaxx. While Mayhem Academy used a lot of those ultimates, didn't get a lot of value. They're still finding the kills onto Contendies, who started that off with first blood on the Manitin, but are ending this with a round loss.
Yep, it will be Mayhem Academy with that hammer. Mangachu just throwing it out for style points right here. Look at the way that Mayhem Academy was attacking that objective. Oftentimes when you see the bunker comp, right, you're like, okay, well, everybody's going to be stacked up behind that Orisa shield, but Mayhem Academy, you know, maybe taking advantage of Contendies, not expecting that composition, being a little bit discombobulated. They came at them from all angles, a really deadly crossfire. Contendies had to stay on the point in order to contest, and they were just walking into the face of death.
Walking into the face of death is not something you want to do at
One of
any
the
point in
worst
time of your life.
albums from Pink Floyd, I'd say.
It's a very good album name. And so Mayhem Academy also looking really good. They're coming into this 4-0 against a Path to Pro team. They beat another Path to Pro team, Bermuda, who we're going to see next, 4-0. And so they're setting themselves up for a really good season so far. If they take this win and they get it 4-0, they're fighting for that 1, 2, or even 3 seed, as Mangachu's going to be on this Pharah. And he is pretty well known for this character, maybe even more so than that Torp.
I believe I can fly, and Contendies getting chunked down before they even get onto the point. That's the danger of walking into all of this damage. However, Mayhem Academy is going to be giving up a lot of point presence, so Tendies probably going to unlock this first, while Mayhem Academy continue to poke around at the periphery, waiting to build up those crucial ultimates, the Barrage and that Tire.
The Barrage is the most important ultimate on the field for Mayhem Academy right now because he's ahead of that Tire. Good sleep onto Mangachu, but they're unable to get that kill. Gig a little bit too far forward. We're probably going to say that a lot, to be completely honest with you today, as Mayhem Academy are going to take this point right away from Contendies. And you said it best, they're going to go ahead and seep this space in an attack.
Yes, exactly. It's about the patient waiting game right here for Mayhem Academy. Of course, the problem with running a heavy DPS lineup, or heavy, quote unquote, it's really just a 3-2-1 right here, but it's that oftentimes your squishy members can get picked off piecemeal if the Tendies death ball gets on top of them. But Mayhem Academy, you know, running around the point, working those angles very intelligently, and they're about to have the full 6-pack.
They have the Rocket Barrage, and Contendies no longer have lives to live on this field right now. Rocket Barrage.
Mangachu!
How dare you?
Yeah,
How could you,
I'm
Mangachu?
like, kind of upset. 5 kills to 1 player is not something we see every day. Stealing maybe a little bit of glory from, you know, Epps, who's like, yo, I totally have that trans timing down. You just give me a shot right here. You know, let Tendies actually get on top of this point.
Yeah, if they were able to engage, then we'll be seeing that trans, but right now, they're looking good in terms of ult charge too, because they're going to have a Tire, and that's really hard to walk into from this point. Proximity mines are going to be going down, and so is Jolik. No supports for Contendies means no push for them to reset, but Mayhem Academy only using it 1 ult again.
Yeah, and that's such good value. We talk about value from ultimates all day long with the GOATS comp, but the same holds true when you're running a lot of DPS. You need those big bursts of damage in order to hold the death ball back, and you can't do it if you don't have any online, right? So a really good play around that choke right there. Good conk mine as well from Mangachu to try and push Tendies into Fact Fiction's minefield. And honestly, the backline of Mayhem Academy haven't been put under pressure at all, and that's what Tendies need to do.
Oh, the Winston's going to get bullied around him. That feels bad. Transcendence is out. So with the other support ultimates for Mayhem Academy.
Mangachu once again, Justice rains from above, and I'd say it's some acid rain right there. Salty finally takes him down, but the damage is already done.
Oh, here's that Reptire is going to grab Gig, but we're so late in the round. 93% Mayhem Academy have pretty much just locked this up.
That's like a style clinic right there. Mangachu swapping onto the Symmetra even. We'll give him the credit that he was just trying to get to the point a little faster, man, but I think it could just be, it's plus 20 for playing off meta heroes, you know.
So it's a couple more extra points, that is for sure, but Mayhem Academy looking good. It felt close in that first round. In the first round of Nepal, the percentages were there, but it really still felt like Mayhem Academy were going to win that outright. Mangachu on that Torb, doing some good work, making sure that he's taking the environment away from the rest of the team with that ultimate. And Mangachu on that Pharah,
it's something that we've seen before, and it's been
very successful.
And the Pharah look, we see it run more and more often these days, but it's not, there was a long time. We got to remember back to those horrible rally days where armor lasted forever, shield bash, could go through shields and stuff, where people would say, well, why don't you just break more shields? Why don't you just put in more damage? Shoot the shields, forehead, right? But Pharah is, a hero that can do a lot of good, but it's like, in the meantime, while you're sinking resources into the Pharah, where's your backline? Are they alive, right? Because it was so easy for that big giant GOAT's death ball to just, bulldoze their way through, you know, probably you're not running a ton of tanks and just gank your backline right away, and your FAR is at 70%, but there's no prize for most improved. You have to have those ultimates online, so it's just really impressive that Mayhem Academy was able to pull that comp off.
Yeah, Mayhem Academy looking good during the entirety of that second round as well. I mean, when Mangachu's getting 5 kills with a single rocket barrage, that's one of two things, right? That's you making a play, or Chicken Contendies being in a really bad position, and sometimes you'll get yourself there. And as opposed to last week, where Chicken Contendies played very close last week against Gladiators Legion, this week, Mayhem Academy seemed to be in complete control of how Chicken Contendies is playing, and something that we like to say in terms of how a team wins game is you gotta You gotta make sure that the other team plays your style.
Yeah.
If you force them onto your style and your tempo, you're gonna be ahead in the end.
And you can tell that Mayhem Academy are getting into the minds of their opponents right now. Opening up your first round of your first map with Magachu on Torb, that's like sending a message, you know, right? I personally always get tilted when I play against Torbs, so please don't.
That's like sending back the note, like, do you like me? Yes, no, maybe, and then being like, no.
No.
I'm sending that, and then
Third
hand
option,
delivering
definitely
it.
not.
Yeah, and then hand delivering it to the person, looking straight at them in the eyes.
Hard eye contact.
Yeah,
right?
aggressive eye contact, if you will. Let's see what we're going to see here. Buck is going to be on the Sombra. That was a little bit of a struggle buggy for Chicken Contendies last week, as Buck did die first a lot on the Sombra. He was going against Water, I believe, who was, you know, doing some good work on his Sombra, playing him just a little bit. But so far, both Gig and Buck, I think, have died a little bit less, but they still need to contribute more.
What's funny is Gig right now, he's trying to straddle that line between like being a playmaker for your team and losing fights for your team. It is a very, very thin line. So Mayhem Academy, they want to see what they can get done with that Sombra composition. Will be Shax on that hero, and already in the spawn of Chicken Tendies. They have no idea.
The thin ride line.
The thin
Right? I was like not going to let that one go. I had it in my head right when you said it. Mayhem Academy, though, you know, looking, like he said, looking strong, but this is a different map type. Control can, you know, devolve into a lot of skirmishes. The team fights, you know, might not be as clean as what you might see here, as Mayhem Academy are going to be defending first. Chicken Contendies going to be rocking that Ana as well. It kind of makes me feel that Harold might be an Ana player in his history, his Chicken Contendies also have a good Zenyatta with Suppose, who at times have been alive, but also has played very well in his past. Paintbrush is going to get the first kill onto Gig, something again that is a common problem for Chicken Contendies.
Yeah, no glitch in the matrix here, folks. This deja vu, it has been par the course for Chicken Tendies so far in their Contenders career. But you do have to note that Gig is matching Fact Fiction in terms of that shatter percentage. So there's always the option to just go play for the shatter, go in hard with a nano boost, because you know that Mayhem Academy are not running their own Ana. Get a big anti-nade, a big purple on Epps. Even when he does trans, not going to be able to do much. So Tendies still have options. The question is, how many more of these unsuccessful fights will they take?
Mangachu is actually one of the few rigs in the world where I can say, oh, I really like watching these guys get rig, right? He actually plays very, very aggressively. Gig's going to get the nano and has the Earth Shatter, so he's got the damage. Maybe he's going to wait for the nano to leave just before getting that Shatter. Mayhem Academy smartly giving them that space. Gig using the Shatter, not getting anything out of it. Mayhem Academy, that got stun out of it. Mayhem Academy are going to have their own online for this fight. They're going to take control most likely after these picks, after these ults do end. And now that the Transcendence is gone, so is Chicken Tendies. And the best part for Mayhem Academy is they only used a couple.
They have been sitting really pretty in terms of defensive ults this entire match so far, right? Epps and Paintbrush haven't really been put under a lot of pressure, forced to use a trance, maybe out of system, right? Chicken Tendies are the ones who are right now scrambling to find any kind of entrance. They thought that the nano boost Earth Shatter would work, but Fact Fiction didn't fall for Gig's ploy right there. He was trying to bluff, make him drop his hammer, force him to go in and swing as well. But so Chicken Tendies right now, they still have a minute and a half to make something happen.
The self-destruct has gone through. There was a pin attempt there. Did not seem to connect, but Paintbrush, it's been showing up, getting these last kills. You know, maybe the rest of the team is doing the work and he's just getting the credit, but he's appeared on that kill feed quite a bit. And basically Mayhem Academy just functioning as one really good team right now. Everyone is doing their roles, the picks are happening in the right order, and Chicken Contendies unable to break through.
Yeah, Mangachu popping that rally just to give Mayhem that extra little bit of edge. There was a possibility that Chicken Contendies could have rebounded back onto that point, right? They were still jostling 6v6 for a little while, and Mangachu said, hey, let's just put an end to it, man. We know we have almost every advantage in the book. Shaq's going to be able to throw his own grab with alongside Salty's right there. Chicken Tendies need this nano boost to work out well, this grab to find some kills.
Sometimes you just got, you miss 100% of the shots you don't take, and Factfish is going to take that shot. Manitin is going to eat that grab. It's a little salty, I hear. Mayhem Academy is going to have even more ultimates at their disposal. Shaq's going to be able to throw out the Graviton Surge right before getting stunned. Good timing on that. The Sound Layer and the Transcendence are going to be slightly layered on top of each other for Chicken Contendies for this fight. Gig is done, and he is still alive. The second Transcendence will always be stronger than the first, especially in this certain situation, as Factfish is going to get another Earth Shatter. Not going to get much from that one still, but the charge was there. Paintbrush going to get another first blood for Mayhem Academy, pushing Chicken Contendies back. They were not going to smell point A. Mayhem Academy absolutely dominant.
Yeah, Manitin with the 2K kill. Everybody in Mayhem just get together, hug each other for a well-defended point A. They will full hold Chicken Tendies. And it just, this Ana pick from Herald, to his credit, he has been charging his ultimate quite quickly. It's, but again, as a support player, you only have so much self-agency. It's got to be that teamwork between you, your tank, and the rest of your team to try and get something done, because we saw Chicken Tendies, popping ultimates. They weren't losing many members needlessly. But in the duration of a sound barrier, you're not just doing it, to stay alive and warm and healthy, right? You got to use that time to find some kills, drop your own grav, right? And Mayhem Academy, cool as a cucumber, collected. Every time they used an ultimate, they're like, nah, we saw this coming. Okay, cool, we'll throw in a trance, all right.
That's exactly how it sounded, I'm sure.
Yes, exactly.
All right, bro. Let's get that trance in there.
Why, I declare, sir, I shall rally right now. Let us go in with force.
Yes, we Gucci. Mayhem Academy. We'll never do that again. I'm sorry, everyone. Chicken Contendies. Not looking good here on at Blizzard World. At point A was very hard for them to take. So hard that they got 0% on the point.
That's how it works, yep.
Yep, Chicken Contendies now going to be on the defense. They have to do the exact same thing against Mayhem Academy. But the thing about this is the way that Mayhem Academy, they've played with this fervor and this tempo and this quickness that I love so much so far from them. Even when they're not on these kind of off comps, right? When they're running things that are a little bit more traditional, they're a little bit more in your face about it stylistically.
You do have Mangachu on your team, well known for his, I play an aggressive Brigitte. And so Mayhem Academy, they seem extremely confident in just their mechanical ability and their ability to win these fights clean. So they attack every single one of these engagements with that confidence inside them. Chicken Tendies got to be a little bit palm sweaty, mom spaghetti right now. How do you fend off a team that thrives on those aggressive brawls?
Yeah, now you can rock that quad DPS as well. And the reasoning is because with goats, eventually you're going to get funneled into an area, and we saw a 5-man barrage from Mangachu earlier, and they're going to be trying to do exactly the same thing.
There's no diva on the side of this defense, and that is very dangerous right here, running a quad support composition with Buck still on that Brigitte. Manitin takes down Suppose, and that's 2 of your 4 supports out. 3! There's not going to be any left! Mangachu!
They're not even looking at him, my friends. They just gave this point up to the bird in the sky. Absolute and utter domination on that point A. Chicken Contendies have got a lot to talk about after this halftime, because they have gotten pretty much nothing going outside of that first round on Nepal.
It's signs are not looking so hot here for Tendies right now. You're running a defense, right? So you obviously, the defense does have some inherent disadvantages, right? You're not going to be able to change that comp. You have to just guess as to what your best defensive look will be, a variety bag. And Goats often is that, but quad support, right? So I understand you got the Anish, you can definitely, pump a couple shots into your Pharah, but you have no Diva, the classic hero that's supposed to get aggressive into the face of the Pharah, if not take her down. I mean, it's almost impossible to take her down, but you have to frustrate her, right? Force her positioning. Because
be super close during the barrage so she kills herself.
Exactly. There's so many options that you have when you do run a diva, and Contendies kind of just handed that win to Mayhem Academy. Magachu's so famous for his Pharah, right?
And we got to see it, and it was awesome to see. It's like eating a good meal or watching a good movie. We got to see some good Pharah, good work, Mangachu. But we are already at halftime, and so we're going to take about 6 minutes to take a little bit of a break. Chicken Contendies looking for some good sauce to add to those nuggets right now because they really need some help. Let's see if they're going to find it after the break.